considering you personally knew about this man. Did your heart sink this afternoon when you heard the news?
Yes, because I know that we've been doing everything we could. Everything that we could. And so, yes, I was absolutely gutted.
Let's head to New Zealand now. Breaking news about what the Prime Minister has labelled a terrorist attack.
Violent ideology and ISIS-inspired.
Aaron Dahmen, political reporter for Newstalk ZB. Welcome to the programme. So tell us then about the attack. What do we know?
Well, I've just come out of this press conference with Jacinda Ardern, obviously completely unplanned this afternoon, has really turned on its head.
Auckland, which is our largest city, is currently locked down because of COVID restrictions. I remember working on the breaking news desk a couple of years ago on March 15. This afternoon I got chills, I got goosebumps, I had that sinking feeling in my stomach. Not again. And thankfully, so far, there are no fatalities in this terrorist attack. But it is a terrorist attack and it's on our shores.
Direct from Newstalk ZB's team at Parliament, the Beehive Buzz.
The vaccine, are we running out?
The question of the year, really. The government will tell you absolutely not, though we may have to manage supply, and the key word here is manage, to make sure we don't run out. Now, Nick, if I've got 5 lollies left, I have a decision. Either I manage the amount I eat until I get more, or I keep eating them at the same pace and boom, they're gone. If we keep going at the pace we are without intervention, the amount of lollies left, in this case the vaccine, could get nigh on zero.
Politics.
Joining me now is Aaron Dahmen. Tonight's the night, 11:59. The Trans-Tasman bubble finally opens.
That's right. We've now landed at this middle ground, allowing travel, but also telling people it's at your own risk. Fly beware, as the government's calling it. Now, that, of course, means a fun new traffic light system. Green is, yep, all good. We can continue travel, even if there are cases which authorities think present a low risk of transmission. Orange means, look, mate, it's complicated. There could be a case from an unknown source throwing states into lockdown. That would pause travel up to 72 hours, and then that big red clanger, if there's an outbreak proper, travel may be suspended.
During the election campaign, you said that you would do some research on conversion therapy. Have you done that research?
No, I have not.
Do you have a position on conversion therapy?
I don't know why anyone would want to do conversion therapy.
The government has promised it during the election campaign that they would ban conversion therapy. They are not putting together a timeline or when they will introduce that. What do you make of that?
Oh, I'd say it's just another broken promise from a government that's very good at making promises and never delivering.
Do you want to see them ban conversion therapy?
I want them to see them actually be held to account for their promises that they make.
So does the National Party then have a position on conversion therapy?
No, we have not.
Ms Collins, did National come to a position on conversion therapy today?
Yes, we did.
What is that position?
Yes, National will be, we're all opposed to gay conversion therapy, and so we look forward to the bill being presented to us.
So you'll be backing a ban?
Oh yes, I use this thing called Google to find out more about it.
This is Newstalk ZB News.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Raylene Ramsey.
At the heart of this is our children and them knowing that they are perfect as they are, that they are loved.
That's Labour MP Larissa Wall as New Zealand takes one step closer to banning conversion therapy. Associate Health Minister Aisha Verrill says the practice is unjustifiable.
All our young people should grow up with a sense of pride in themselves. Conversion therapy is monstrous. It is not therapy, it is hate.
National was the only political party to oppose the legislation, citing concerns over prosecutions for parents. The National Party's president says he knows nothing about the verbal altercation that led to MP Nick Smith's retirement. Smith's leaving on June 10 as Parliamentary Services probe the incident, but has gone on leave this week. Peter Goodfellow says he heard the news yesterday. Heading into caucus, he wasn't keen to speak to media, with a deafening silence to a question by political reporter Aaron Dahmen.
Always a surprise to lose a good MP.
Such a good record. Do you think Nick Smith should still be on the taxpayer dime and not come to Parliament?
A week of bad news for the National Party has people questioning its leadership. Nick Smith announced he's calling it quits after revealing he's the centre of an employment investigation into a verbal altercation. Former candidate Jake Bazant also hit headlines for allegedly impersonating his ex online and sharing intimate pictures of her. Newstalk ZB political reporter Aaron Dahmen says Judith Collins is leading the party in not ideal circumstances.
You've got to think when it comes to party things like this, when it comes to election candidates, questions need to be asked, not just of the leader, but also of the party president, and that's Peter Goodfellow.
Is there any hope for National?
I am trying to figure out whether or not National's new leader should be David Seymour, because he is now twice as popular, according to this latest poll. Judith Collins has to be admired for her tenacity. In a couple of weeks, it'll be a year since October 17, since election night, when we all thought, well, it's curtains for Collins. And a year later, she's still here. It's in a very poor leadership position. The National Party is in dire straits, don't get me wrong, but she's still here. And if anything, it proves that she is not going to go down without a fight, although I do think at some point that'll be a fight she'll lose.
Many are saying, so who is or who will replace Judith Collins when it happens probably in the new year?
Chris Luxon.
A new leader of the opposition. All the reaction and analysis. This is Newstalk ZB News.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm Raylene Ramsey. Christopher Luxon's rise to National Party leader is complete. He's just been formally confirmed in the role with Nicola Willis as his deputy. Here's political reporter Aaron Dahmen.
Luxon says his unified party will represent all New Zealanders and earn back their trust and confidence. The ex-Air New Zealand boss says he's built a career out of reversing the fortunes of underperforming companies.
Newstalk ZB has obtained exclusive details about the government's Unstoppable Summer COVID campaign. Almost $40,000 has been spent on a festival remix video of Ashley Bloomfield. And COVID Sani squads have been sent out to deliver a friendly safety message at summer events. Political reporter Aaron Dahmen has this exclusive report.
A PowerPoint released under the Official Information Act shows the Sani squad, made up of promo staff with sanitizer dispensers, want to appear fun and trendy instead of like government enforcers. The dispensers are dressed up in gold to look less like weed treatment, and workers have been encouraged to wear bucket hats, glitter and even yellow socks paired with LED shoelaces.
Mounting pressure on the nursing sector could be keeping Kiwis away from entering the profession. Political reporter Aaron Dahmen says exclusive analysis released to Newstalk ZB shows a dip in those training for the job. But Andrew Little denies the government's being complacent over student nursing numbers. The Health Minister maintains they want to beef up primary care and says new agency Health NZ will bring some more pressure to bear.
The difficulty has been we've got 20 DHBs, we've got 20 different employers doing different things. None is really taking a lead on building their future pipeline of nursing talent.
Portor Williams says there's no doubt we're experiencing shortages in the construction sector. Newstalk ZB can reveal an urgent April briefing warned that if demand for building material grows, production constraints could act as a handbrake in tackling the housing crisis.
There's been a spike in taxpayer money going towards police informants. New figures obtained by Newstalk ZB show more than $175,000 was dished out in the last financial year to people who snitch on criminals.
Work's underway on a major government plan to get women into jobs, but not all officials were convinced it was necessary. Newstalk ZB can reveal ministries did not see eye to eye over the move, which was announced in May.
Listeners to Newstalk ZB now know that a major ministry is lukewarm on the government's standalone jobs for women strategy.
And despite the initial pushback from that Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, the government's still going ahead with the move. That's because Minister Jan Tinetti, she says this standalone women's employment strategy simply needed to happen, and for her it was always a no-brainer.
Budget 2021.
Redirecting almost $1 billion of COVID cash. Finance Minister Grant Robertson has just given his pre-budget speech in Wellington. Political reporter Aaron Dahmen is there.
Hash browns, sausages and eggs have been rolled out at the Wellington Chamber of Commerce breakfast, but the real treat's been a sneak peek at Grant Robertson's May 20 budget. Robertson's revealed a chunk of money from the government's Recovery and Response Fund hasn't yet been spent and will be reprioritised.
And also in Wellington, climate protesters are pleading for action in the government's first 100 days. Political reporter Aaron Dahmen is outside Parliament, where about 100 have gathered with a list of demands for MPs.
As the sun beats down in the capital, these young Kiwis behind me are putting on the heat. They want fossil fuels to be a thing of the past and are calling for more cash towards green investments. There are signs reading "Best Solution, End Pollution," and we are running out of time.